Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Stoudts Brewing Company. They're up in Pennsylvania. This is their Fat Dog. It's an Imperial Oatmeal Stout. Guys, I reviewed this particular beer back in April of 2016. I didn't go back and watch it to see what I gave it for a grade or anything. I'm going to review this one for what it is. And I had some comments that the Stoudts does date their stuff, but it's easily rubbed or smeared off. So, and I can't see anything on the bottle right now. When I come back for the final chug, we'll look at the bottle and see if I can see any kind of dating on it. The one I did in April of 2016, according to what one of my subscribers told me, was a 2015 edition. I don't know how they know that. Maybe by when they do it each year. And they do this, according to what I have on Beer Advocate, it is a year-round edition from them. So they do it. I don't know if they do it once a year, twice a year, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many times a year they do this particular beer. And what month of the year they do it. So, like I said, we'll look at the bottle a little closer when I come back with the final chug, see if we can see any kind of dating on it, since the ink they use is easily rubbed off. I don't see it, so evidently they're using some kind of black ink on a dark brown bottle with a dark beer in it, so it makes it virtually impossible to see the dating. So they need to do something different there. Bright yellow, white, bright blue, some other kind of color. You can't put a dark brown ink, a dark black ink on a brown bottle with dark beer in it and be able to see that. They need to change that up a little bit, and that may cost them a grade point, especially if I can't find anything on the bottle. So, it's not that critical, but I want to know that. I want to know when it was printed in the frickin' bottle. Let me know. Is it a 2014? They can put it on the damn label. But knowing them and knowing how the process goes to get beer labels approved, they use the same damn label year after year after year. So put another small label up here with the vintage on it, instead of putting on the label you're going to reuse year after year after year after year. So that's all I got to say about that. Commercial description on this beer. It says here, it's an Imperial Oatmeal Stout. This unique ale merges the smooth and complex richness of an oatmeal stout with the assertive hoppiness of an Imperial Stout. That Dog has an inviting silky black color, a prominent roasted malt character, and a chocolatey coffee-like finish. So, and this is a fairly big beer, guys. 8.2% according to Untapped, with 55 IBUs. Great Beer has it at 8%. Let's see what's on the bottom. If it is on the bottom. 8.2% alcohol by volume. So it is on the label here. But like I said, I don't see any kind of dating or anything on it, but it is sweating right now. I just got it out of the fridge. So like I said, when we come back with the final chug, after the sweating is evaporated or whatever, and see if there's anything that I can see or decipher on the bottle. So let us know whether it's a 2015, 2016, 2017 edition. This was sent to me by my brother Rico. So he may have sent me both of them at the same time, I'm not sure. So this may be an actual 2015 edition, and if it is, so be it. I don't have a problem with that. That means just aged in a bottle for 2 years instead of not knowing when it was done in 2015, like one of my subscribers told me on the last time I did it, whether it was done in December of 2015 or January of 2015, wouldn't tell you how old the beer is in the bottle. And being an Imperial Oatmeal Stout, not that super critical, but I would like to see that vintage and know what month it was done, whether it was done in January, July, or December of that year. So the month and the year would help. So that's enough about all that. Final beer of the evening for me, so let's get it on. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let me get the opener here. Got a few of these left. If you need one, got shirts, let me know. A little bit of hiss, just a tad of smoke coming out of the bottle. Into the glass we go. And I will tell you the cheese are earthy, Caramel Fontina, General, chocolate dessert. Meat is shellfish, smoked meat. Glassware is pint Beckernonic tumbler mug, style Seidel. I'm using my favorite tulip glass, the Solomon beer glass. And it says not recommended for setting celery unless ABV stands average range. It's 8.2%. Or to keep for a couple of years anyway, 3 to 5, maybe even 10. I don't know if I would want to celebrate any longer than that. The beer is just basically covering the top of, the head is basically covering the top of the beer. Not much head on that. Easy pour. If I poured it down the center, probably got a bigger head. Over into the light, not much. Pretty dark. Pretty typical for a stout. To the nose. Rich roasted malt. Some nice chocolatey notes. Not getting a lot of coffee right now. That may come out as it warms up to room temperature, which I will do, as I always do. Some black molasses, maybe some licorice. And there may be even some dark fruit once it comes up to room temperature. So let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Rich roasted malt to the burnt characteristics. A little bit of bittersweet chocolate, not giving a lot of sweet or milk chocolate in it. Definitely get some black molasses or some licorice in there. Alcohol is very well hidden for an 8%er. A very tasty oatmeal stout. A little bit of creaminess. I was expecting a little bit more creaminess than that, but as I sip on it, I'll tell you what I think at the end of the beer, whether I think they already used more oatmeal or I'm getting that creamy oatmeal taste. I was expecting a little bit more head of that, even though I did pour it fairly easy on that. Decent beer right now. So it's right out of the fridge. Let's let it warm up, come up to room temperature. Let me go out and sip on it for a little while, let her taste it, and may hit on a cigar while I'm out there, while it's coming up to room temperature. Tastes like a decent beer right now, guys. So let's let it warm up and see what we end up with. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on about 30 minutes or so. I got back. I've seen something that looks like it's etched in the bottle. Got my glasses on. I couldn't see it without my glasses. And I had to hold it up to the light to finally make out what it was. And it says February the 4th of 2015. So this is 2.5 years or a little more in the bottle. So this is the 2015 edition, just like the last one I did back in 2016. Same, more than likely the same edition that Rico has sent. Very tasty beer, guys. I think they could use a little more oatmeal in it to get a little bit more creamier mouthfeel than what I'm getting. Didn't have a whole lot of head on this, a little bit more head retention. It didn't leave a lot of lacing on the glass while I was drinking it. Decent beer. I don't think it's to the A category though, guys. They did put the bottle on date on it, but it is virtually impossible to see with the beer in there, and almost impossible to see unless you get your granny glasses out and hold it up to the light with the bottle empty. they could do something better than that as far as I'm concerned. Stoudts Brewery is big enough, they could do something a little different than that. They need to change it up. They need to put something a little brighter to see while the beer is in the bottle. Just my opinion though, guys. It's a stout. It's an 8%. It's not like it's a 12 or 15%. It's going to keep for 20 years or more. This is probably going to be a good beer for 5 to 10 years anyway. But you want to be able to see that when the beer is still in the bottle, when you're buying the beer, instead of having to wait to pour the beer out, try to hold it to the right light to be able to read that date. So I think they could do something a little better than that. It is a decent beer. It's not outstanding. It's not world class. Like I said, I don't think it's in the A category myself. Final chug. It is a well-made beer. I'll give it that. The alcohol is super well hidden. Nice roasty malt notes on it. Hints of some black molasses. A little bit of bittersweet chocolate. I'm not getting any milk chocolate or anything like that on it. And there might be a slight hint of some raisins or plums or dates or something in there. But they're very subdued, guys. B plus to me. That's where I'm going to give it. 88 for me. That's where I'm going to put this beer. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 3.99, which is in their B plus range also. Over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 3.7. Well, 3.75 gets to the B plus category in my opinion. So they're calling it a B beer, almost a B plus beer. So I'm giving it a little bit better grade than what these guys are doing. And if you say, oh my God, it's an A beer, well, I'm not going to argue with that. But to me, there are better beers that are dated properly where you don't have to jump through hoops and empty the bottle to finally figure out how old the beer is. Because you're not going to be able to see that kind of dating that they're doing on this bottle while the beer is still in there. I just don't see that happening. So, with that being said, I enjoyed it. A good final beer of the evening for me, but I've had better. That's why I got the grade that I gave it. It's not an A beer to me, guys. If you've had this one from Stoudts Brewing, their Fat Dog Stout, let me know what you think. And until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.